In today's video, we're going to be installing a new fuel pump in the 720. Now, the reason I know I need a new fuel pump is because I just put the motor in my truck and the old one worked for about 5 minutes and then my truck randomly died. The way I figured this out is I got gas and poured it straight down the carb, not a lot, just a little bit, fired right up. So I know it wasn't the motor or the carb settings. So then I got a new fuel pump, which is the one right here. See, I have long wires running to it. So I got this, I stuck it into a 5-gallon fuel tank, and then I went straight to the carb from the engine bay. Truck ran flawless. That's how I know I need a new fuel pump. I had it in stock at almost every O'Reilly's that I called, but I went to the closest one. I picked it up. I believe it was like 50 bucks with the fuel pump and the filter, and it also comes with all the little connectors you need and a little strap to mount it to your chassis. Now this style is a little bit different than the factory one. They also sell the factory style, which goes in right here and comes out right here. But I opted to go with this one since it was a little bit cheaper and lifetime warranty. This fuel pump is rated for 3 to 4 PSI. I know some people are wondering like why it's so low, but carbureted engines need a lot lower fuel pressure. Fuel injected need a lot higher, like 40s, 50s, and 60s. The stock fuel pump is right here where your gas store. You go down here by the gas tank, you'll see it right here. So this is the factory fuel pump. Now the new one we're going to be installing, we're going to be taking all this off, the cover, the fuel pump, and we're going to be mounting this with a little strap. Now that I got the old factory fuel pump out, I'm also going to be removing this mounting plate where it went. Every 720 that has an aftermarket fuel pump like this, that's how they ran them. That's how this truck back here is ran. I'll show you guys real quick. Come over here, and you can see, except this one doesn't have a fuel filter, it only has a fuel pump. It has an external fuel filter, which so does every truck. So this truck has the factory fuel filter up there, and then I'm also going to be running a secondary fuel filter, which came with the fuel pump that I got, and then the fuel pump. Every 720 that I've owned in the past, I've owned a couple of them, they all have the fuel pumps mounted horizontally, and I have this bracket removed. Now I had to disconnect the filter since it was kind of long, and I ended up routing it like this. So I don't know if I'm going to have an issue running 2 fuel filters. I don't think I should, but if I do for whatever reason, then I'll remove that one up there and then change it up a little. But I doubt it, but we'll see. So I ended up just doing this so it's not all the way down here, and it kind of tucks it up a little better. Now, still pretty low. I might try to make a little piece to cover that just because I know it's one of those things that you don't want people cutting your gas line. I know there's going to be some people that are going to be a little confused and are going to say that that's a pretty dangerous spot and so on and so forth, but that's actually the factory location, and I've owned a couple of 720s in the past and they've all had aftermarket fuel pumps. Most fuel pumps last about 100,000 miles on these trucks, so if your truck is a little over 100,000 miles, you probably should change it just to be sure, that way you're not stranded on the side of the road. But yeah, so most of the ones that you see, all the trucks that you see actually, all the 720s that are over 100,000 miles all have an aftermarket fuel pump, and if you look at all of them, they all go in the same spot, and it's probably always the same exact fuel pump. So it's nothing new, it's not that dangerous, and I am going to be making a little plate to cover it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful, and if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to comment down in the comment section below and get some advice from me and everyone else in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram, which is where I'm mostly active.